MCQ on curvilinear motion, part 2. So we'll see question 13. In curvilinear motion, the tangential component of acceleration is. So we are writing tangential component of acceleration at is equal to dv by dt. So here option A, which is equal to dv by dt, is our answer. We'll see now question 14. When a car moves at a constant speed around a curved path, its velocity is. So we'll draw a diagram. So I'm drawing a curved path at point P. So the velocity is having magnitude V and direction is tangential to the path. Car moves further at point Q. Again, the magnitude of velocity is V and direction is tangential to path at Q. Car move further at R. Again, magnitude of velocity is V whereas direction is tangential to the path. At point P, Q and R, so we are writing constant speed in constant, means the magnitude of velocity is remaining constant but direction is changing. So here we'll see in that option that whenever the car is moving with the constant speed along the curved path, its magnitude remains constant but its direction changes. So there is a change in direction of the velocity. Now we'll see question 15. When a particle is moving along a curved path with constant speed, force acting towards the center of circle is. So car is moving along the curved path. The component of force which is acting on the car towards the center of curvature is called as a centripetal force. So option A, the centripetal force, is our answer. Now we'll see question 16. For polar coordinate system, the radial and transverse component of velocity are. So we'll see the radial component of velocity, that is Vr, is equal to rate of change of displacement or radial distance, we can say. It is nothing but r dot. Now we are seeing transverse component of velocity. V theta is equal to r theta dot or r into d theta by dt. So these are the two components of velocity: r dot radial component, r theta dot transverse component. So here option C is correct, r dot and r theta dot. Now we'll see question 17. For a motion in a circular path, the radial component of velocity is. So we are describing a motion along a circular path, means radial distance is going to remain constant. So radial distance r is going to remain constant. Now whenever we are writing radial component of velocity Vr, it is rate of change of this radial distance dr by dt. If this r is going to remain constant, radial distance, the rate of change of this radial distance will be 0. So the radial component of velocity dr by dt will become equal to 0. So we can say for 17th, the radial component of velocity for particle moving along the circular path is 0. So option B is correct. Question 18. For a particle moving in a curve and motion is defined by x equals to a t cube and y equal to b t cube, the speed of the particle at any time t is. Now here we have to find out the velocity. Here x is given a t cube and y is b t cube. We have to find out the velocity component Vx. So we are differentiating x with respect to time. It will become Vx will be 3a t square and y component of velocity will be 3 into b t square. Now you have to find out the speed, means you have to find out v, total v, which is equal to under root Vx square plus Vy square. We'll put value of Vx and Vy. So finally V will be equal to 3a t square bracket square plus 3b t square bracket square. So we are expanding. So V will become equal to 9a square t raised to 4 plus 9b square t raised to 4. We have to take the value common below this under root sign. 9, its square root will become 3. T raised to 4 is common for both the values. So outside down root side it will become 3t square. So whatever is remaining below under root sign will be a square plus b square. So finally our value of velocity in magnitude, means we are finding speed, is 3t square under root a square plus b square. So if we'll observe option C, 3t square under root a square plus b square is our correct answer. Now we'll see question 19. When a stone is whirled in a vertical circle, the tension in the string is maximum at, options are lowest point, highest point, mid height, and at 45 degree to horizontal. So we'll draw the path traversed by the stone when it is moving in a vertical circle. So this is a path, circular path. So we are drawing the string. Now suppose at the lowest point, here is the stone. So tension in the string will be T toward the normal direction. Second will be its weight mg acting vertically downward, and this is the inertia force MAN direction. So now by Newton's second law, summation of all forces along normal direction is equal to MAN. So here what are the forces along normal direction? T acting along normal direction, whereas mg acting opposite to normal direction is equal to MAN. So rearranging, T equals to MAN plus mg, and this is a value or maximum value of tension force when the stone is at the lowest point. So at the lowest point, so there is a maximum tension in the string. So our correct option is for question 19, option E. Now we'll see question 20. The equation of motion for a particle are x equals to 3t square and y equal to 6t. The geometric nature of the path is. So here the two equations are given. So we'll use the first equation, y equal to 6t. Therefore we'll get t equal to y upon 6. We'll put in the equation of x. Our equation of x was x equal to 3t square. Now it will become 3 in bracket y upon 6 bracket square. Now we have equation x equal to 3 into y square upon 36, or we are having equation finally x equal to y square upon 18. We are doing the operation, the 36 will divide by 3, it will become 18. So now we have equation x equal to y square upon 18, means for any one value of x there are two values of y. So here we are saying we are getting an equation of parabola which is symmetrical about x-axis. So we can draw in this way. This will be the final figure. So that is for one value of x there are two values of y. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. So our equation for question 20 is option A. Parabola is symmetrical about x-axis. Now we will see question 21. If for a particle x component of velocity is 10 meter per second and y component of velocity is also 10 meter per second, the velocity in tangential direction is, so here given is Vx 10 and Vy value is also 10. We want velocity along tangential direction, means we want total velocity. Total velocity will be under root Vx square plus Vy square. So here Vx square is 10 square, Vy square is 10 square. So this total value will become 100 plus 100. This under root 200 will the value of velocity along the tangential direction. So here from the four option, if we will see option D, it is correct. Now question 22. If velocity of a particle is defined by 2t square plus 2 I cap plus 6 j cap meter per second, x component of acceleration at t equal to 3 seconds is, so velocity v bar is given 2t square plus 2 I cap plus 6 j cap. If we differentiate this v bar with respect to time, we get the value of acceleration. So differentiating this will become 4t. This differentiation of 2 with respect to time will become 0. And 6 differentiating with respect to time will become 0. So 4t I cap plus 0 j cap is value of acceleration a bar. Now this equation is similar to our equation of acceleration A bar is equal to AX I cap plus AY J cap. Here it is asked to find out x component of acceleration, AX. If we'll observe this equation, A and B, they are similar. So finally we get AX is nothing but 4t. Now it is asked to find out at t equal to 3 seconds, what is value of AX. So AX will be equal to 4 into 3 equal to 12 meter per second square. This is our option. So if you see the four option A, B, C, D, from that our equation or option A is correct. It is AX equal to 12 meter per second square. Now we'll see question 23. If x equal to 3 sin t and y equal to 3 cos t, the velocity of particle is, x and y components are given. So we'll find out Vx, Vy, x equal to 3 sin t. Differentiating with respect to time, we get Vx equal to dx by dt. This will become 3 sin t. When it is differentiated with time, it becomes 3 cos t. Now here y is 3 cos of t. Differentiating this with respect to time will become Vy, which is equal to minus 3 sin t. Now we want velocity, total velocity. So v is under root Vx square plus Vy square. So our velocity v is now equal to, we'll put value of Vx 3 cos t. Now it will become 9 cos square t plus minus 3 sin t. On its square it becomes 9 sin square t. From this equation we see that 9 is common below the under root sign. Taking outside the square root sign, it will become 3. Below under root sign, it will now become cos square of t plus sin square of t. We know the corollary, sin square t plus cos square t is equal to 1. Therefore v is equal to 3 upon under root 1, which is finally 3, and unit is meter per second. This is our answer. So from the four options, option A is correct for question 23. Now question 24. The radial axis is at an angle of 45 degree with horizontal, and tangential axis make 30 degree with the radial axis. Velocity along transverse direction is 22 meter per second. So the value of r dot means nothing but Vr is asked. It is velocity along radial direction is asked. So we'll draw the directions. First we'll draw the x and y axis. This is x axis. Now we are given is radial axis is making 45 degree angle with the horizontal. So first we are drawing the radial axis. It is making 45 degree angle. So radial axis means along this is the value Vr. Then tangential axis is making 30 degree with the radial axis. So here it is the tangential axis. So tangential axis means our entire velocity is along this tangential axis. So entire V is generally along this tangential axis. This angle is 30 degree. Now as per our radial transverse coordinate system, this is radial axis. So perpendicular to radial axis will be our transverse axis. So this is our transverse axis. So velocity along transverse axis, velocity component is v theta. So here v theta is given. V theta is equal to 22 meter per second is given. This is tangential axis v. So here if this is 30 degree, this v theta is perpendicular to radial axis. So v, it can be resolved into two components. Along radial direction it will be v cos theta or v cos 30. Along transverse direction it will be v sin 30. So now we know that v theta is equal to v sin of 30 degree. V theta is 22 equal to v sin 30. From that we get value of v. So value of v comes to be 44 meter per second. So we got velocity along tangential direction. It is asked to find out r dot. R dot is nothing but it is asked to find out radial component of velocity. So v is cos component is along vr direction or radial direction. So vr is v cos of 30. So v value we have calculated 44 cos of 30. Finally we get r dot equals to vr. It is equal to, so when we'll simplify this, 44 cos 30, this answer comes to be 38.11 meter per second. So from the four option C, 38.11 meter per second is our correct answer. Now we'll see question 25. If tangential component of velocity is 60 meter per second, making an angle of 40 degree with radial axis, the value of theta dot if r equals to 6 meter is. So now here tangential velocity means v is making angle of 40 degree with radial axis. So here now I will draw first radial transverse coordinate system. Suppose this is the radial axis and tangential velocity is making, so v equal to 60 meter per second is making 40 degree with the radial axis. So perpendicular radius, this is transverse axis. So v is cos component, v cos 40 is along radial direction, v sin 40 is along the transverse direction. So we'll first write down. So here it is asked to find out theta dot. So we'll have to find out the transverse component of velocity. So now we want v theta is equal to v of sin 40. What is v theta? V theta is transverse component of velocity. It's nothing but r theta dot is equal to v sin of 40 degree. What is r? R is given 6 meter. And theta dot is asked in the question. Value of theta dot. Value of v is 60 into sin of 40. So here all the values are put up. Only unknown is theta dot. So finally after simplification we get value of theta dot equals to 6.43 meter per second. This is the value of theta dot. So from here for question 25, option A is correct, 6.43. Now we'll see question 26. Acceleration of a particle is 6 meter per second square at 50 degree with x-axis. The radial axis is making 50 degree with x-axis. Radial component of acceleration is. So here now we'll draw first x and y axis. Here acceleration A is 6 meter per second square is making 50 degree with x-axis. So this is our acceleration A equal to 6 meter per second square. Now it has made angle of 50 degree with x-axis. Then radial axis is making 15 degree with x-axis. So now we'll draw the radial axis. And this angle is 15 degree. What is angle made by A with the radial axis? 50 minus 15, it will be 35. So if this angle is asked, this angle is 35 degree. They are asking to find the radial component of acceleration. Means 6 meter per second square, its component along this radial direction will be 6 cos 35. So we want radial component of acceleration AR is equal to A cos 50 minus 15 degree. We can say value of A is 6 cos of 35. So 6 cos 35 degree. This answer comes to be 4.9 meter per second square. This is value of acceleration, radial component. So 4.9 means for question 26, option B is correct. Now question 27. If r equal to 100 meter, r dot equal to 10 meter per second, theta dot equals to 0.2 radian per second, the magnitude of velocity is. So here we have to first find out radial and transverse component of velocity. So here we'll first find out VR, radial component of velocity. VR is equal to r dot, which is equal to 10 meter per second directly available. V theta equals to r theta dot is equal to r is 100 and theta dot is 0.2, which comes to be 20 meter per second. Now we want total magnet of velocity. V equals to under root Vr square plus V theta square is equal to 10 square plus 20 square. So solving this value, we get value of our V equal to 22.3 meter per second. This is our answer. So for question 27, option D, 22.3 meter per second is our answer. Now question 28. The magnitude of velocity is 25 meter per second at an angle 30 degree with vertical, the normal component of velocity. Now if we'll observe normal tangential coordinate system, when the particle is moving along the curved path, normal component of velocity is 0. Entire velocity is along the tangential direction. Here normal component of velocity is asked, means velocity along n direction, and it is generally equal to 0. So our answer C, option C, velocity along the normal component is 0. Now we'll see question 29. The component of acceleration along transverse direction is 0. Means A theta is equal to 0. The values of r equals to 125 meter, r dot equal to 120 meter per second, theta dot equals to 0.28 radian per second. The value of theta double dot is. Now first we require to write down what is the value of acceleration along the transverse direction. Means first we have to write down the formula for A theta. So formula for A theta is equal to 2 r dot theta dot plus r theta double dot. Here they are saying component of acceleration along transverse direction is 0. Here A theta is equal to 0. 2 into r dot is 120, theta dot is 0.28 plus value of r is 125 into theta double dot. All the values are put up in the equation. So here finally value of theta double dot after simplification is minus 0.54 radians per second square. This is value of theta double dot. If you will observe the four options, option B minus 0.54 radian per second square is our correct answer. Question 30. A particle is moving along a path where y is equal to 4x cube upon 3 with uniform speed of 10 meter per second. Then if Vx is equal to Vy, the position of particle is, here value of y is given 4x cube upon 3. If we differentiate with respect to time, y will become Vy equal to 4 into 4 upon 3 will keep at it as it is. This x cube will become 3x square. Since we are differentiating with respect to time, x, its differentiation will be finally Vx. Now this is our simplified equation, or we can say Vy equals to, this 3 get cancelled, 4x square into Vx. As we know Vx equals to Vy, we'll write down in this way, Vy equal to 4x square. Instead of Vx, I'm writing here Vy only. So here this Vy get cancelled, 1 equal to 4x square. Or we can finally write down x square equals to 1 upon 4 or x equals to 1 upon 2. We get value of x. We'll put in value of y. So 4 by 3. Now instead of x cube, I write down 1/2 cube. So finally we get value of y equal to 1 upon 6. So now we are having position of particle, so means we are having x and y coordinate as x coordinate is 1/2, y coordinate is 1 upon 6. So now in question 30, out of the four options, we'll see that option D, x coordinate 1/2, y coordinate 1/6 is correct. Question 31. Rate of increase of speed is. Rate of increase of speed means dv by dt. Now we know that tangential component of acceleration at is equal to dv by dt. So for question 31, option B, at is equal to rate of increasing speed means dv by dt. Now here for question 32, x is given 4t, y equal to 2t square, then equation of path is. Here we are having x equals to 4t, or we can say t equals to x upon 4. We'll put in equation of y equal to 2t square equal to 2 into x upon 4 square. Finally we get y equal to x square upon it, or x square equal to 8y. This is our equation of path. So from the four options, if we'll observe option C, x square equal to 8y is our answer.